What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters Allstar video. And in today's video, we have a ton of stuff to talk about, as there is a new video over on Boss Chrysalid's channel going over a few things that we're going to be reacting to in today's video, as well as going over this newest coupon code that is good for 2,000 free rubies and some new data mines. So we have a lot to talk about today, but you guys know the drill. If you're new here, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into today's video. So as you can see here, this is going to be the new coupon code for the 2,000 free rubies. You'll want to plug in "this is for you," all caps as per tradition, and then if you go over to your inbox, you will notice that you are going to have this new KoF box sitting there waiting for you. And then if we go ahead and take a look here and redeem that is going to be good for 2,000 free rubies. So you guys want to make sure that you redeem this. I'm not entirely sure how well the iOS link is working for everybody based on previous events with the iOS links, but I do have that link in the description for all of you. Now, as far as these new data mines, as you can see here, there's a couple of things here that look very exciting, but we don't really have much information, so take this stuff with a grain of salt. But as you can see here, from the looks of it, we will at some point here very soon, more than likely, be able to exchange our boss syndrome and special signature memories that we have for generic memories. That is right, you guys. It looks like they have heard us finally, and we are going to get some sort of system soon where we can go ahead and redeem all of those extra boss syndrome and special signature memories that we might get from pulling on these limited banners and getting ones that we don't necessarily want, and be able to redeem them for generic memories so that we can go ahead and build up the characters we do want to build. This is something that we have all asked for quite a while. We recently saw something very similar to this with the Dead or Alive collaboration, and from the looks of it, they are preparing a way for us to be able to get generic memories. This is something I've talked about here on the channel at length. I'm not going to get too deep into why this needs to happen in this video, but just know that this is a major deal. Now, we also do see these other portraits here. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with these. It looks like there's a rainbow one, which is the most interesting. Maybe we're going to get to a point where we have rainbow memories that are going to be good for every color of character. I guess time will tell, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Pretty interesting stuff. Now, next up here is going to be what is going to get everybody excited, because we do have pretty much 100% confirmation that we're probably going to be getting an SSK and an SS Kula. As you can see here, these are going to be the data files indicating that that is going to be the case, and it also looks like we might be getting a joint finisher for the two of them, kind of like what we saw with SS Kyo and SS Iori. We had predicted this. This is something a lot of people had been expecting, so no time frame, no idea on when this might happen, but you guys know my opinion if you saw the Saturday chat and chill. And then finally, you guys, we do have more art for the Epic Quest bosses. Original Zero, Ignis, and Maxima in all their glory. These things look really cool. We've talked about these as well in the previous Saturday chat and chill that we just did. Link will be in the description if you guys want to check that out, because from all the looks that we're getting here, and from the sounds of it, we might be 100% correct on our predictions for what we are going to see coming up here. But that is pretty much what we got for Datamines, you guys. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and do a reaction to this developer Q&A. So let's go ahead and kick back and relax, and we'll go ahead and see what they've got in store for us this time around. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, you guys, so we're just going to go ahead and react to this and just do it raw, right? Right. So we're going to go ahead and watch this thing and take a look and see if there's anything in here that we can really glean from much information from. Usually when I do these videos, I'm just stuck doing all the translations with Steven on these, and I don't get to talk about them. So this will be an interesting endeavor for me. This is kind of a first here on the channel, but hey, I'm happy for it, and I'm sure Steven is too, as much as he's been working lately. So big shout out to Steven for still managing to get those translations out for us for all those previous dev videos, regardless of how busy he's been with work. But taking a look here, it's looking like we are going to be introduced to a member of the development team. Not entirely sure what he does. I don't know if they even tell us here. Do they go over that? It's also weird that this guy isn't wearing a mask. You've got Boss Chrysalid over here, his entire head's covered up in masks, and then we got this guy who decided to be a rebel in this video, I guess. It's interesting, too, because I thought that they had sent everybody home to work from home with COVID over there, so I don't know. Interesting. I would have assumed he'd have been wearing a mask of some sort, but I don't know what their mandates are over there, or what they've got going, but looking like they are going to be playing some sort of game, the Fighter World Cup, to find out your favorite fighters. Okay, interesting. Can we play too? First, we have Mukai and Shermie. Well, that's not much of a choice. You're picking Mukai? Okay. The waifus don't work on this guy, that's for sure. Interesting. This guy is just hard as steel over here. Interesting. Alright, well, what do we have next? Okay, Lady Chang and Kim. Yeah, I'm going Kim. This guy's going Lady Chang. Me and this guy, we have nothing in common. Nothing in common whatsoever. Yeah, that was the first gender bend character of a whole lot of gender bend characters. I know a lot of people miss the gender bends. I don't really miss them all that much. I think that there's a few that I would like to see. I still, as weird as it sounds, want to see a gender bend for Joe Higashi, but it is what it is. All right, we got Gonitz and Elizabeth. Gonitz, yeah, that's an easy one. At least for me. Looks like we finally got one that's the same pick as this guy. Look at that. We're starting to turn it around. So what do we got next here? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is nice and all, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit of information on some of the other stuff that we're going to be getting with the second update in August. That'd be nice, but it is what it is. Huh. Well, we got Rock Howard and Geese Howard. Rock Howard. Well, I can't pick. Never mind. I love Rock and I love Geese, so I can't even say that with a straight face. I said it right off the bat and I'm like, oh, wait a second. You know what? I probably would go with Rock. You guys know here on the channel, if you've been here long enough, you can remember back, you know that I'm a big Rock Howard guy. Let's see, we got Chrysalid and Mr. Karate. I'd go Mr. Karate, yeah. Mr. Karate's the way to go there, in my opinion. I'm sure Boss Chrysalid is probably trying to burn him alive with his eyes right now, but sorry, Mr. Karate's just way cooler. What we got here? Nakaruru and Ash. I'm gonna go Nakaruru as well. That's gonna be my pick. There's a nostalgia there for me with her. Shout out to my brother. He used to main her in Capcom vs. SNK 2, and we used to just own noobs at the arcades. Back when arcades actually existed. Do you guys remember that? Let me know in the comments section, do you guys still have arcades where you're from? Because we have them here, but they are nowhere near as good as what they used to be. However, we have a really cool local arcade here that's actually awesome. I actually used to work there when I was too young to technically legally work. We're not going to go into much more detail than that, but shout out to the owner. He was a cool guy, and I actually was able to make some money before I turned 16, so that was great. So, looking at it here, we've got working on Athena was very hard for us. It was very different than the existing Athena. Oh, so they're talking about SS Athena? All right, Athena or Original Zero? I don't know. I'm not really partial to either. I don't really care. I'd probably go with Athena, more than likely. I mean, if you're... Oh, what's this? What are we doing? What is this? Okay. I don't think we went through all those characters. What is going on here? Alright, so we got Mukai versus Leona. Leona for me, but this guy's going Mukai. He clearly likes Mukai at this point. Mr. Karate. I'm going Mr. Karate. You want Athena? Of course you went Athena. Of course you did. Alright, well, whatever, man. So we got Ignis. Oh, I bet you I know who he's picking. I would probably go with... I would go with Orochi there, personally. Kyo. That one, I'm totally going Kyo. In fact, I'm probably going to be going Kyo on most of these, but hey, what do I know? I'm just the guy talking into my phone on the other end of the world at the moment. So these are who we have left, I'm assuming. Is that what's going on here? I guess that they cut out some of these picks. That probably makes sense. This thing would have been super long if they would have went with everybody. Mai. Yeah, I'd go Mai. I don't really know. Are we going from like a personal favorite standpoint, or are we just going from like the actual characters in the game? That's my question. Because I'm just going off of my own personal favoritism at this point. That's basically what I've been doing at this point. So we're gonna stick with that. But I don't know if they're going with who they like in the game more, or easy Rugal. Rugal definitely. Yeah. was gonna say, if you pick Mukai over Rugal, I've lost some respect. Kyo. Definitely Kyo. Bye, Athena. Sorry. But definitely have to go Kyo there. It's nice to see that these guys are having fun, though. I mean, really, these guys look like they are having... Well, one guy looks like they're having fun. Boss Kriz, you can never tell. He could be secretly sitting there writing this guy's pink slip as we speak. Yeah, Rugal. Rugal's one of my favorite... In fact, I think Rugal's just my favorite KoF boss in general. My favorite SNK boss, for those of you who are new to the channel, is definitely Geese. But my favorite KoF boss is easily Rugal. That is... the tried and true, as they say. Oh man, this is a tough one. I would go Kyo personally, but this guy goes by Ignis. Well, he goes by Jungniz. Is that how they pronounce it? I don't know. But either way, I would assume he'd be slanted towards... Oh, he went Kyo. Okay. All right. I'm starting to gain a little bit more respect here. A little bit more respect. We'll go with this. I can respect that. All right, so we're in the semifinals now. So this is it's getting predictable. Let's see what we got here. We have the finals of Rugal and Kyo. Oh, come on, there's no way this wasn't rigged. Well, God. Honestly, I'd go Rugal at this point. That's just my personal preference at this juncture. Because as much as I like Kyo, Kyo's not necessarily like in my top 5. And Rugal is definitely up there, so I would go Rugal. We'll see what this guy goes, but I almost get the feeling that they're gonna go Kyo. Are they gonna go Kyo? He's really thinking about this one. This one's tough on him. I'm surprised he didn't put Ignis higher. I'm really shocked that he picked Kyo over Ignis. Oh, he picked Rugal. Well, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, the villains are always cooler than the heroes. Let's be honest here. If you don't have a good villain, your story's gonna suck. That's just the end of it. I mean, let's be honest, because the villains usually are the ones that are going to steal the show at the end of the day. They're always the most memorable. Alright, well, cool. So, I guess that was kind of fun. I mean, it'd be nice to get into something that's actually, like, new information at this point, but that's kind of fun. Interesting. Okay, yeah, it is kind of a collection RPG, isn't it? At this point, they're kind of like Pokemon. People feel like they've got to catch them all. Which, speaking of, did any of you guys check out that Pokemon Direct yesterday? Because that thing was awesome. I am super excited for Legends Arceus. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh my god. The tutorial. Oh my god, I don't even remember the tutorial. I remember very little of it. I remember fighting Rugal in the tutorial. Was that you fight Rugal with Kyo, if I remember correctly? It has been so long. I downloaded this game on launch, so it's been that long. Alright, so now we're going to get into the Q&A. So this is actually where we get into the interesting stuff, hopefully. The daily and weekly missions have been updated. Some say there's too many repetitive tasks. Any plans to change that? Yeah, we need to add something new. Yeah, you're right, you do. I mean, I don't know that the daily missions, there's too many of them. I think that they could probably diversify a little bit. They're gonna remove some. I hope that doesn't mean that they remove things like the prizes, like the rubies, because I don't know about you guys, and I know that there's still this weird contingent of people out there that feel like they have been losing out on rubies with this latest UI update with all of these event missions, but honestly, you're getting more rubies now. Trust me. It evens itself out. Any plans to improve friendly match system? Does anybody even really use the friendly match system that often? Like, I know that I see my friends and things on YouTube, we use these things, but like, does that many people actually use friendly match? I guess probably they do. I just probably don't know about it, but he's not really giving us any information on what they're planning on changing, though. Really, they need to just focus on getting Championships netcode working, if they're going to focus on PvP at all. Read the balance adjustment. Okay. So it sounds like they might actually be adding in ways to like balance or filter the different things that you can use in friendlies. Is that what they're talking about? Because that would actually be really cool. That way people don't have to worry about taking stones off and cards off or whatever the case may be when they do their friendlies. I know it becomes a bit of a pain. Could you tell us anything planned for the rest of the year? Well, I would hope that you have different updates scheduled, otherwise why are we here? We aim to release a big update every quarter. That makes sense. That's been kind of the process for a while now. We weren't able to because of other updates. We'll be planning to add a guild content, so this might be the Guild War thing that they'd been talking about. I could see that maybe being the case. I wonder if that is. Right now you have Guild Raid, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, for guild members, I guess they're not going to give us really any information. Well, they're trying to get it out this year, though, so that's cool. I'm assuming that that's probably going to be the Guild War stuff. They had teased that a while back, so that would be my assumption. Since the KoF Allstar launched 3 years ago, there wasn't any place for us to communicate with the players. I guess this is where they talk about how much they're enjoying having this channel. Yep, so looking like this is where they're kind of coming to an end with the video, but okay, well, I guess that was more of just a fun video. There really wasn't a lot of information in here. Yeah, so really the biggest information to come out today is probably going to end up being the Datamines. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you guys, we are going to have the ability, it looks like, at least from what we can tell at some point, the ability to combine all of our excess BS and SS memories in a way to get a generic memory for a character that we actually want to build. So for instance, I actually have a couple laying around myself, and I would like to maybe swap those out for a generic because I would like to build up other characters. So I could definitely, I've talked about this on the channel many times, see the necessity for that. It needs to happen, so I'm glad that's happening. We're going to be at Epic Quest very soon. There's the code that we were talking about at the beginning of the video as well. Make sure you guys go ahead and redeem that, get those 2,000 free rubies. But the new Epic Quest should be here anytime. They said at the end of August, and we are heading into the end of August towards next week. So this time next week, hopefully we have information or actually have the new Epic Quest in our hands. But I think that's going to be it for them, and this is going to be it for me then. So you guys like, share, and subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Continue.